China's military might on show at a parade last year, with some weapons seen for the first time. In October, analysts said China's technological advances were almost unprecedented. And new research is revealing just how many of these weapons are being produced by Beijing, in a dramatic shift from a decade ago, when it had to buy most of its munitions.
I think it's very important information for us and the world, because we know that, of course, China used to rely on importing weapons from Russia, but we see now that it can almost completely build and produce its weapons for its own military. And we also see that the industry is at a point where other countries are demanding its weapons.
The Stockholm International Peace Research Institute says China's now the second biggest arms manufacturer in the world, behind the US, and with Russia in third place.
There have been a number of shifts in military policy within China. First off, they've reduced over that period almost 600,000 troops, but they put more money into modernizing the army. The 2 aircraft carriers are in production. One they had bought. Those are big ticket items.
The size of China's industry has been largely a mystery, with Beijing keeping reliable data secret. But the Institute has now been able to look into 4 major Chinese companies and says 3 of them would be in the top 10 global arms producers.
Remember, although China may be rising in the ranks of manufacturers, in terms of arms exporters, it's a very, very small amount compared to the US, Russia, and EU.
Beijing's production prowess is in demand. It's estimated to be selling billions of dollars worth of munitions every year, largely to Pakistan, Bangladesh and Myanmar.
A lot of the buyers of Chinese weapons are very much more friendly towards the Chinese government. It's also the case that they cannot certainly ascertain weapons from Western producers, such as the UK or Germany or the US, and such rely on China to produce or to provide less sophisticated and sometimes less expensive weapons to be used for their specific purposes.
In 2018, $1.8 trillion was spent on weapons across the globe, the highest since the end of the Cold War, with the research pointing to increased spending from Washington and Beijing. Alexi, Al Jazeera.